Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. If you're a returning listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new to the channel, we're really glad you joined us. Hope you like what you hear. Our podcast is for people that want to learn something new or make themselves a little bit better every day. And today we're diving into one of the most powerful traits you can develop in your life. And that trait is consistency. Consistency. Super important. Let's be real. Most people don't fail, not because they're not strong enough, they're not smart enough, they don't want it bad enough. They fail because they stop showing up. They stop doing the reps. They quit when it gets boring or hard. Consistency is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It's not sexy. It's not flashy. A lot of times it's not fun, but it's the secret behind every real success story you've ever heard. So in this episode, I'm giving you five, count them five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, practical tips to build unshakable consistency in your habits. We'll talk about how to show up even when it's boring, how to bounce back from setbacks, and how to set your life up so sticking to your habits becomes automatic. So let's get right into it. Tip number 1, embrace monotony. That's the first tip. You have to embrace monotony. Success is not about intensity. It's about repetition. You're not always going to be excited. You're not always going to feel inspired. And that's okay. Because the goal isn't to feel motivated. The goal is to show up anyway. One of our favorite examples is Jerry Seinfeld. He had a rule when he started out as a comedian that he was going to write one new joke every day, no matter what. He marked an X on a wall calendar for each day he wrote. His goal was not to break the chain. Even if the joke sucked, even if he had no ideas, he sat down and wrote. That habit, that consistency, made him one of the most successful comedians of all time. So here's your action step. Pick one habit, walking, writing, reading, whatever, doesn't matter. Do it every day at the same time. Use a calendar, an app, a notebook, a pen and paper, whatever, and track your streak. When the boredom hits, and it will, I promise you, remind yourself, this is where champions are made. This is what separates the men from the boys. Monotony isn't your enemy. It's actually your secret weapon. All right, tip number 2. You want to make it ridiculously easy to start. A lot of people fail because they overcommit. They're going to go to hit the gym 6 days a week. They're going to run 5 miles. They're not going to eat any junk food forever. Read for 2 hours, meditate, journal. And by day 3, they're exhausted, laying on the couch, calling it a pizza, and watching Netflix on spin. So here's the truth. It's hard to start if you won't stick with it. James Clear, who wrote an awesome book called Atomic Habits, if you haven't read that book, highly recommend reading that book, puts it perfectly. He says, make it so easy you just can't say no. Instead of committing to an hour at the gym, just commit to putting on your workout clothes and stepping outside. That's it. Once you're outside, momentum will do the rest. Stephen King, one of the most prolific writers of all time, writes 6 pages every day. But his rule is simple. Sit down at the same time every morning, whether he feels like it or not. No negotiation, no excuses, just sit down and start. So here's your action step. On tip number 2, take whatever habit you're trying to build and scale it down. You want to start meditating? Start with 1 minute of meditating. You want to write a book? Commit to writing 2 sentences a day. Make the first 30 seconds so simple that you can't fail. Consistency starts with actually starting. So boil it down, make it a habit, and the momentum will carry you forward from there. Okay, tip number 3. You need to learn to embrace sucking at things, and you need to learn to embrace setbacks when they happen. Because newsflash, you are going to fail. You are going to fall off track. You're going to be bad at things at the beginning. That's part of the process. One of the biggest mindset shifts you can make is this. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. We're not fans of his, but it's impressive what the guy has done. He had a dream to play in the NFL. He wasn't good enough. He didn't make it. He went up to Canada, played in their football league, and got cut from the Canadian Football League. When that happened, he was broke. He had $7 in his wallet. He could have quit. Instead, he started over in the family business, which happened to be professional wrestling. And by the way, he sucked at that at first too, but he kept showing up. And now he's built one of the biggest entertainment brands in the world, from wrestling to movies to he just bought the XFL a couple of years ago. So that was done through consistency and embracing sucking at things until he got better. Your action step here is to expect setbacks. Plan for them. They're going to happen. Write down this question. What will I do when I miss a day? Use the 2-day rule. Never skip your habit 2 days in a row. If you fall off the wagon, you're getting back on the wagon tomorrow, no matter what. Forgive yourself fast and then get back on track. No guilt, no drama. Don't beat yourself up. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. What's happened has happened. You only have control over now. Just course correct. And remember, every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit. Anyone who's an expert in a subject at one point knew nothing about that subject, about that trade, about that job, and they stuck with it. And the consistency is what got them to where they are. Tip number 4, stack your habits. Attach them to things you already do. Your brain loves routines. Your brain loves predictability. So if you attach a new habit to an existing one, it becomes automatic over time. That process is called habit stacking. What does that look like? After I blank current habit, I will blank new habit, whatever it is. It's pretty simple. Here's some real examples. After I brush my teeth, I'm going to stretch for 2 minutes. After I make coffee, I'll write in my journal. After I take my shoes off at home, I'll do 10 push-ups. Stacking habits. Tim Ferriss is an author who wrote The 4-Hour Work Week, and he built his journaling habit by stacking it with drinking his morning tea. Now it's automatic for him, but that's how he got it started. He stacked the journaling on the tea habit. So your action step here is to list out 3 things that you already do every day. You do them every day without fail. They're autopilot for you. Then choose one and stack another habit right after it. Make it short, make it simple like we talked about, and do it every day. Pretty soon that will be an automatic habit, and you can do the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, now tip number 5. Track and review weekly your progress. What gets measured gets managed. When you track your habits, you become more aware. You hold yourself accountable. And more importantly, you stay motivated because you can see the progress. It's basically playing a game against yourself, and it works. By tracking it and putting that accountability on yourself, it will work. Arnold Schwarzenegger logged every single rep, every set, every workout in his bodybuilding days. That tracking helped him see where he was improving and where he needed to push harder. So here's your action step on tip number 5. Use a habit tracker, a simple spreadsheet, a pen and paper, an app, doesn't matter. Have a system that you can use religiously. Every Sunday, spend 5 to 10 minutes reviewing your week. What habits did I stick with? Where did I slip up? What will I do differently next week? This builds awareness, which builds momentum, which builds mastery. It's a very straightforward process. It's monotonous, it's boring, it's not sexy, but it works every single time. Okay, let's just recap real quick the 5 tips to build bulletproof consistency that we just gave you. Number 1 is to embrace monotony. Boredom is part of the deal. You just have to learn to live with that and learn to embrace it and accept it. Number 2, lower the barrier to start. Make it too easy to fail. You don't need to run 5 miles. Run to the end of your driveway and back. Run to the end of the block and back. Something so easy that you can't help but do it. Tip number 3 was embrace setbacks and sucking. Progress demands it. If you're going to be good at something, you got to start off being bad at it. That's just how it is. Tip number 4, attach habits to existing routines. Let your environment do the work for you. Let your environment help you create the habit. And then track and review weekly. Reflection fuels improvement. So those are our 5 tips. Here's our challenge to you. Pick one of these tips and apply it this week. Not all 5. Think about what we just talked about, and we're going to use that process to implement these tips. Just pick one. Implement that one. Stick to it. And once you've got that, then you layer on another one. And you do the habit stacking, you do the starting small, you embrace the sucking, you embrace the monotony, and you track your progress. It's a very straightforward process. If you can learn to master that process, you can make anything a habit, and you can replace a bad habit by using a good habit in its place. So super, super helpful. Those are the tips. They will work if you work the plan. All right. Just remember, consistency is not built on willpower. It's built on systems and processes. Build yours and the results will follow. We guarantee it. Okay, James puts it up over here every day. Go to our website, saltygingertalk.com. You can see all of our podcast episodes available there. We've got links to all of our social media accounts on there. We publish a newsletter every weekday that you can subscribe to there. And it's super helpful when you like, comment, subscribe, and or share our podcast on whatever platform you consume it on. So really appreciate you checking it out. This episode's going to air on a Thursday. We're getting towards the end of the week. We hope your week has gone well. Keep at it. Keep the consistency up. It will work every time. We guarantee it. In fact, make this podcast a habit, and we will see you on the next episode.